Welcome everyone, I'm Bee with Modern Canine, and today's video is about making your own training treats. These are what we call high-value training treats. And before I share the recipe with you, I want to answer your question, what's really the difference between a high-value training treat and a regular treat? High-value treats tend to be moist rather than crunchy and extra smelly. The delicious smell is what focuses the dog during your training session. They also should be something your dog doesn't get very often, if at all, outside of training sessions, to make them extra special. Here are the ingredients for today's recipe. We'll need 2 eggs, a 1/4 cup of shredded cheddar cheese or other cheese that your dog likes, 2 cups of brown rice flour, and you're welcome to substitute with other flour, and 2 cans of tuna in water, and it is important that the tuna is in water and not in oil. There is no need to drain the water from the tuna, but if you can't find tuna in water, then you do need to drain the oil and wash off the tuna a little bit, and maybe add a little bit of water to the recipe. But for our recipe, we're going to include the water that the tuna was in. We're also going to add the cheese and the eggs and mix that together. And once that's mixed kind of nicely and the tuna is broken up, we'll add the flour. We'll want to preheat the oven to 350, and I'll take an old cookie sheet and spray it with some Pam. Then I'll spread the mixture evenly onto the cookie sheet. Now this will bake in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. When the dough comes out of the oven, it will be hard on top but still somewhat soft inside. I'll be using a pizza cutter, but you can also use a sharp knife to cut the treats. I'll make them pretty small, about 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch. Now, if you want your treats a little bit more crispy, you can go ahead and return the cut treats back onto the cookie sheet and then put them back in the oven for another 5 minutes. As with any of our homemade treats, you want to be sure to store these in the refrigerator. There are no preservatives here, so they won't last long on the counter. And I usually take about half of them, put them in an airtight container, and put them in the freezer, and then use the other half. Now let's go and see how Apollo and Heidi like them. I would love to hear if your dogs love these treats as much as Apollo and Heidi do. Please leave your comments below. If you enjoyed this video, then you may also like some of our other recipes for homemade dog treats, so check out our playlist over here. And until next time, keep your paws on the road.